Is the screen visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So we move to the further topic. Okay, so we have already discussed about the structure of chromosome, how the chromosome is packaged into the nucleus. Okay, now we will be looking into euchromatin and heterochromatin. I hope you people have heard about these terms earlier at your 12th standard level. What is a euchromatin and what is a heterochromatin? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Can anyone recollect and tell me what is a euchromatin? Yes, students.
Ma'am, in euchromatin, the chromatin fibers are loosely condensed, whereas in hetero, they are densely condensed.
Yes. Very good. So euchromatin is that part of the chromosome wherein the um, regions, or you can say the part, that particular area is less condensed, so it is loose enough. And in heterochromatin, that it is that part on the chromosome, okay, which is very tightly condensed. So imagine when something is loose, something is has space into it, the transcriptional activity in that region of the chromosome is active, whereas in contrast, okay, where the region is very tight, where the region is tightly condensed, there is no space for the transcriptional factors to bind. The transcriptional area in that particular region is inactive. So that happens in case of heterochromatin. And euchromatin, the region is transcriptionally active. So euchromatin and heterochromatin, they are two structural forms of DNA in the genome, which is found in the nucleus. Euchromatin, as I said, it is loosely packed form of the DNA, and it is found majorly in the inner body of the nucleus. I mean, it is towards the inside of the nucleus. Heterochromatin, on the other hand, is very tightly packed form of the DNA. It is found in the periphery of the nucleus. So, in the periphery region of the nucleus, you will find the heterochromatin, and euchromatin is usually placed towards the inside part. Around 90% of the human chromosome consists of euchromatin. That means it is about more than almost 90% जो transcriptionally active genes carry करता है, and about 10% of genes are transcriptionally inactive in your body. The main difference between the euchromatin and the heterochromatin is that euchromatin consists of transcriptionally active regions of DNA, whereas heterochromatin contains transcriptionally inactive regions of the DNA in the genome. Till here, the basic introduction, is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what is euchromatin? The loosely packed form of chromatin is referred to as euchromatin. After the cell division, the DNA becomes loosely packed, as you see in the interphase state. It exists in the form of chromatin fibers. When we explain the different stages of mitosis, okay, वहाँ पे हम usually explain करते in the so and so phase. Sorry, in the interface, the chromatin is loosely packed, so it is that part of the stage. Okay, so chromatin is formed by the condensation of DNA with histone proteins exhibiting beads on a string like structure. So यहाँ पे to some extent, obviously, condensation होता है, and that actually is forming chromatin. Of course, it is not a completely loose thread like structure. ठीक है. So though the DNA is getting wrapped around the histone molecules, okay, there are some regions in that particular DNA which is still loose enough, okay, which is not packed. So that particular region is still considered to be transcriptionally active. Euchromatin consists of transcriptionally active sites on the genome, and the parts of the genome which contain the active genes in the genome are loosely packed in order to let the transcription of these genes occur. The frequency of chromosomal crossing over is high in case of euchromatin. Remember, जो crossing over events होना है, okay, जो भी exchange material होना है, that particular event is high in case of euchromatin, letting the euchromatic DNA be genetically quite active. So it is transferred from one person to a crossing over events takes place here, and there is exchange of genetic material. Euchromatic regions in the chromosome can be observed under the microscope as loops containing 40 to 100 kb regions of the DNA in it. The diameter of the euchromatin fiber is 30 nanometers. So usually when we already had studied the diameter in the earlier lecture, jab condensation hota hai, it is a 30 nanometer chromatin fiber. So in that region, you can have your euchromatin. So if you take a look at this particular diagram, we here different parts of the cell are shown here. Nucleolus hai, nucleus hai, ribosomes hai, endoplasmic reticulum hai. We will just see where is euchromatin and where is heterochromatin. Okay, so euchromatin is present towards the inside of the cell. Okay, so this part region would be your euchromatin, which would be generally loosely packed, and the heterochromatin will be present towards the periphery side of the nucleus. Function of euchromatin. Okay. Euchromatin is both transcriptionally and genetically active. It is capable of undergoing transcription as well as it is capable of undergoing genetic exchange. So it is transcriptionally and genetically active. The active genes in the euchromatin region are transcribed to synthesize mRNA, which codes for functional proteins. So when transcriptional of the genes in the euchromatin region occurs, it helps in the synthesis of mRNA of that particular gene, and when mRNA is produced, the mRNA is translated into proteins. So the DNA gives rise to RNA, RNA is giving rise to proteins. Regulation of the genes is also allowed by the exposure of regulatory elements in the euchromatic region. So regulatory elements are also present. Genes coding for the regulatory sequences are also present, okay, in this euchromatic region, which help in the gene regulation as well. The transformation of euchromatin into heterochromatin and vice versa can be considered as a gene regulating mechanism. See, many a times what happens is some genes are active for some period of time, they turn later on, they turn inactive. So वो जो conversion है from euchromatin, so when a gene is active, it is in the euchromatin state. When it turns inactive, it becomes it gets condensed and it becomes a heterochromatin. You people might have studied about epigenetics. It's all about histone modifications. Yes, so when the histone modification occurs, which facilitate the decondensation part, it gives rise to transcriptionally active genes. The genes are turned on, transcription occurs, translation occurs, and the product is produced. When there is high condensation, okay, when the histone modification is such that it facilitates condensation, it gives rise to heterochromatin. ठीक है, so ये जो भी transformation है from heterochromatin to euchromatin and vice versa is possible, and it is all about the gene regulating mechanism. So genes in our body are not completely and not always turned on. They turn on and off as and when they are required. Okay. example, आपकी जो housekeeping genes है, they are active all the time. Okay, so therefore they are in the form of euchromatin. Clear everyone till here?
Yes,
Ma'am.
ma'am.
Coming to what is heterochromatin. So the tightly packed form of the DNA in the nucleus is referred to as heterochromatin, and heterochromatin is less compact than the metaphasic chromosome. It is comparatively less compact in structure, okay, as compared to the metaphasic chromosome. The staining of the non-dividing cells in the nucleus under the light microscope exhibits two distinct regions depending on the intensity of the staining. Okay, so when you stain a particular DNA, जो bands दिखते हैं, जो we will come to that in our later lectures. Okay, chromosomes are differentiated also depending upon the band pattern on the chromosome. So when you stain a particular chromosome, okay, some regions of the chromosome get stained dark, whereas some regions of the chromosome get stained light. Okay, that is because the lightly stained regions, okay, that is euchromatin, and the dense or the darkly stained region is your heterochromatin. आप लोगों ने माइटोसिस, सब लोगों ने अनियन रूट टिप वाला एक्सपेरिमेंट, even if you all have not performed, at least you all have seen the demonstration part. Yes, so when you look at the chromosomes in the different stages, कहीं कहीं पे आपके क्रोमोसोम्स आपको स्टेन्ड ज्यादा दिखेंगे, कहीं कहीं पे आपको कुछ रीजन्स आपके क्रोमोसोम पे लेस स्टेन्ड दिखेंगे. दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ दिस कंडेंसेशन एंड डीकंडेंसेशन पार्ट. जो कंडेंस्ड रीजन है, टाइटली कंडेंस्ड रीजन है, that has the ability to take up more stain and get stained more, so वो जगह आपको डार्क दिखेगा. और जो लेस कंडेंस्ड फॉर्म है वो लाइटली स्टेन्ड दिखेगा, क्योंकि उसमें मॉलिक्यूल्स लेस है आपका स्टेन पकड़ के रखने के लिए. So that differentiates your euchromatin and heterochromatin even visually. Okay, so the lightly stained areas are considered as euchromatin, whereas your darkly stained areas are considered as heterochromatin. Heterochromatin organization is more compact in such a way that जो भी DNA वो particular region है, it is inaccessible to the proteins or any kind of regulatory elements or transcription factors which are involved in the gene expression. So since that region is inaccessible, no transcriptional factors would be able to bind to that region, and therefore it becomes inactive. Genetic events like chromosomal crossing over are mostly avoided due to the compact nature of the heterochromatin, and hence heterochromatin is considered as transcriptionally and genetically inactive. You have two types of heterochromatin, and they are identified as constitutive heterochromatin and facultative heterochromatin. Coming to what is constitutive heterochromatin. Okay, constitutive heterochromatin contains no genes in the genome. So in that particular area, there are no genes, and hence it can be retained in its compact structure. Also, just a moment. Yes. So constitutive heterochromatin, it contains no genes in the genome, and hence it can be retained in its compact structure also during the interphase of the cell. So since it contains no gene, even if it is in its compact form, it is fine enough. Okay, so it is a permanent feature of the cell's nucleus. DNA in the telomeric and centromeric regions belong to the constitutive heterochromatin. So they do not actually code for any genes. Those regions do not code for any genes. Examples of such regions are your telomeric ends and your centromeric regions. Some regions in the chromosome belong to the constitutive heterochromatin. For example, most of the regions on the Y chromosome is constitutionally heterochromatic in nature. So there are many regions on the Y chromosome which are constitutionally heterochromatic, in the sense there are no genes present in that particular region. Coming to what is facultative heterochromatin. Facultative heterochromatin contains the inactive genes in the genome. For example, some genes which are inactive, some genes which are not turned on and at all times. Such genes are called as in that particular region is called as facultative heterochromatin. It is not a permanent feature of the cell's nucleus, but it can be seen in the nucleus some of the time. So for some time when genes are inactive, okay, they are still present, but there are chances under certain conditions, under certain situations, they may turn on. So they are not the permanent features of the cell's nucleus. These inactive genes may be inactive either in some cells or during some period. So in some cells, either they may be inactive, the same genes in other cells may be active. Clear? Whereas it can also so happen that in all of the cells they may be inactive for some time, and over a period of time they may turn active. Clear? So that is all about what we had learned in case of epigenetics. Also, ki kuch cells may, when all of the cells are containing the same DNA, same genetic material, why the cells behave different. It is all about the gene regulation. Gene regulation may be turned on of certain genes in some cells, whereas for the same genes it may be turned off in other cells. So such regions in the chromosomes are called as facultative heterochromatin. When those genes are inactive, they form facultative heterochromatin, and chromatin structures the beads on the string, and the entire fiber can be seen here. So this is a loosely packed DNA in a double helical structure. When it binds to histone, it forms slowly starts condensing and forming such a bead like appearance. Okay. This individual beads are called as nucleosomes. Okay. Further compaction takes place into the string, okay, to form chromatin. And further, as in when it gets more and more condensed, then non-histone proteins also come into picture, which allows the further condensation of the cells, and ultimately it gives rise to a metaphasic chromosome. Clear? Which is the highly condensed, or the highest grade of condensation which is seen. Clear, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Function of heterochromatin. So heterochromatin is mainly involved in maintaining the integrity of the genome. Okay, you need to maintain the integrity of the genome. Otherwise, what would happen if all of the genes would be in the euchromatin stage? All the genes would be transcriptionally active. Okay, and the all of the unnecessary products would be produced, and it would create a havoc. Okay, so mainly the function of heterochromatin is to maintain the integrity of the genome. Okay, some only when the gene's ka role is not required, okay, it is turned off. Clear? So the higher packaging of the heterochromatin, it allows the gene expression to be regulated in a regulated manner, by keeping the regions inaccessible for the proteins to the proteins in gene expression. So when something is not required, the DNA becomes inaccessible, and therefore it will not be transcribed. So mainly the heterochromatin is, it actually regulates the gene expression. So the formation of heterochromatin prevents the DNA end damage by the endonuclease due to its compact nature. So especially जो telomeric ends है, okay, so they are highly compact, okay, they are tightly condensed regions, clear. So that regions become inaccessible to the endonucleases, and therefore in this manner it also prevents DNA damage. Clear everyone? DNA damage to the end regions. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we start with the difference between euchromatin and heterochromatin, taking into account different points. Okay, so with respect to definition, euchromatin is the uncoiled form of your chromatin, whereas heterochromatin is the part of the chromosome which is tightly packed. Clear? So you can define euchromatin can be defined as the loosely packed or the uncoiled form of the chromatin, and heterochromatin can be defined as the tightly packed region of your DNA or the chromatin. Coming to the integrity of packaging. So euchromatin consists of chromatin fibers and the DNA which is wrapped around the histone protein cores, and it is loosely packed, whereas heterochromatin is tightly packed form of the DNA in the chromosome. जो further high grade condensation होता है, okay, that gives rise to heterochromatin in some regions of your DNA. Staining intensity. Euchromatin is lightly stained, and but it is stained dark during the mitosis period. क्यों? क्योंकि आपके जो भी मेटाफेजिक chromosomes रहते हैं वो cell division during the mitosis, the condensation of the chromosomes occur, and therefore even if it is a euchromatin stage, okay, they get darkly stained. क्यों? क्योंकि वो stage में आपके condensation is the maximum. इट इज क्योंकि आपका सेल डिवाइड होने लगता है, एंड टू फैसिलिटेट द क्रोमोसोम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इन द टू सेल्स, एंड वो आपका योर क्रोमोसोम्स गेट कॉम्पैक्ट. ओके, heterochromatin is stained dark during the interphase. The amount of DNA. Euchromatin contains a low DNA density as compared to the heterochromatin, and heterochromatin contains a high DNA density. Heteropyknosis. What is heteropyknosis? Heteropyknosis is the ability to take up the stain. So heteropyknosis does not, euchromatin does not exhibit heteropyknosis in the sense it gets slightly stained when you stain it with a particular dye, whereas heterochromatin, it exhibits heteropyknosis in the sense it is highly, it loves the stain, it will take up the stain more, and it will get darkly stained. The presence, where it is present. Euchromatin is found in both the prokaryotes as well as the eukaryotes, but heterochromatin is found only in eukaryotes. Therefore, whenever you stain a bacterial cell, आप जब उसका DNA stain करते हो, okay, so you simply when the genetic material, when the nucleus gets stained, it will just stain uniformly. आपको कभी भी वो डिफरेंट लाइट डार्क पैटर्न आपको बैक्टीरिया में स्टेनिंग के वक्त नहीं दिखता. ओके, सो दैट इज बिकॉज आपका हेट्रोक्रोमैटिन प्रेजेंट नहीं है. द एंटायर डीएनए इज लूजली पैक्ड विदाउट डेफिनेट न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन एंड ऑल दैट. ओके, सो दैट इज वन थिंग. The genetical activity. So euchromatin is genetically active. It may be exposed to chromosomal crossover events, and heterochromatin is genetically inactive. So because of its tightly condensed nature, crossing over possible नहीं होता. So effects on the phenotype. The DNA in the euchromatin is affected by general processes variating the alleles on it. So what happens is the regions in the euchromatin is actually affected by a certain since crossing over events hota hai, so it has its effect on the uh, phenotype. And heterochromatin is something which is genetically inactive, वहाँ पे crossing over events possible नहीं है, so that particular region, okay, remains unchanged. If it is transferred from the parent to the offspring, the regions over there still remains unchanged. आपको वो पैटर्न वहाँ पे ही दिखेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपने डीएनए फिंगरप्रिंटिंग या ऐसे एक्सपेरिमेंट्स किए हैं, RFLP वगैरह, so where in that paternity testing and all that, okay, how do one identify that it a person is a biological father or no? Okay, see, from the parents 50% comes from into the offspring, the 50% is coming from the mother, other 50% is coming from the father. These techniques, okay, डीएनए फिंगरप्रिंटिंग हुआ, RFLP हुआ, ये सारे टेक्निक्स जो होते हैं, they majorly focus on these heterochromatin regions, the marker regions, okay, which will be transferred as it is from the parent to the offspring. Okay, so some regions, not all the regions exactly, but some sharing would be there. Okay, so these are those heterochromatin regions. Clear, everyone? Are all able to relate the things properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Transcriptional activity. So we all know that euchromatin is transcriptionally active, heterochromatin is transcriptionally inactive. The DNA replication. Euchromatin is in its replicative stage, whereas heterochromatin expresses a late replicative phenomenon. The types. There is only one type of euchromatin which is found in the nucleus, whereas heterochromatin is of two types, constitutive heterochromatin and facultative heterochromatin. Location in the nucleus. It is present in the inner body of the nucleus, euchromatin, and heterochromatin is present towards the periphery of the nucleus. Stickiness. The euchromatin regions are not sticky, okay, and heterochromatin regions are sticky in the sense they, when it is cut by endonucleases, it produces euchromatin produces non-sticky ends and heterochromatin produces sticky ends. Described and genetic variations are possible because of euchromatin, and heterochromatin maintains the structural integrity of the genome. It allows the regulation of gene expression. So these are the two important functions, okay, of euchromatin and heterochromatin. Condensation and decondensation. Talking about euchromatin, condensation and decondensation of the DNA is interchanged during the periods of the cell cycle. So it may change, flip over events can occur. कभी condensation हो रहा है, कभी decondensation हो रहा है. Okay, so that is possible in case of euchromatin. Heterochromatin may it remains condensed during each period of the cell cycle, except at DNA replication. तभी वो unwind होता है. And the DNA has to get replicated again, it will get condensed. Okay, so here is the conclusion of the entire topic. Euchromatin and heterochromatin are the two types of your DNA structures. Okay, euchromatin consists of loosely packed structure, and therefore DNA in the euchromatin regions are accessible to the gene expression. The genes in the euchromatic regions are actively transcribed. On the contrary, the DNA regions in the heterochromatin are tightly packed, inaccessible to the proteins, and therefore they are transcriptionally inactive. The nature of packaging in both euchromatin and heterochromatin can be identified with their staining patterns. Okay, so euchromatin, since it has less DNA density, it gets stained lightly, and heterochromatin, since it has high DNA density, gets stained dark. The condensation and decondensation of euchromatin gets interchanged during the cell cycle. At point P, it is in its decondensed stage, whereas during the cell cycle event, okay, at a certain stage it is in its decondensed form. At in the later stage, in the mitotic stage, it is in its condensed form. But heterochromatin remains condensed during replication के वक्त वो decondensed stage में रहता है. So therefore, the main difference between euchromatin and heterochromatin lies in both their structure and function. So that is it with respect to heterochromatin and euchromatin. Any doubt, anyone?
No, ma'am.
Yes?
No, ma'am.